John Lynch, trade talks. Is he going to make a move? Maxx Crosby has become a name that's been super out there for people wanting and hoping and dreaming that their team makes a trade. Well, Mark Davis just went on the record and said a Maxx Crosby trade is just not happening. That was his exact quote. It's just not happening.
Hey, way to go, Mark. Way to draw the line somewhere. You're having a fire sale on October 16th. Your team's already out of it. You've completely quit, but we're not trading Maxx Crosby. Sign up for freaking damn season tickets. I love being a Raider fan, man. What a time to be a Raider fan.
I would love it if the 49ers did it. I would trade Debo and 2 first-round picks if the Raiders asked for it. I would happily do that.
Yeah. Okay, so that probably won't, though. But what about one that could? Guys available. They'd love to trade him. The Niners just have to want to do it. And trading for Crosby, that's like 2 first-round picks and Debo. That's not really how the Niners move. They like trading for guys whose value's a little bit low, whose maybe reputation's a little bit down, maybe because of the team they were on. Bring them over here, see if you can rehab that, all of that. They tried that with Chase Young. What about Haason Reddick?
I don't love it.
You don't love it? Sure. But he's available, and he's better than Leonard Floyd.
Maybe. But he hasn't played all year. Is he even in football shape? I don't know. He's not very good against the run. What kind of contract are they going to have to work out with? I would imagine at this point, it'll probably just be a 1-year deal because we're halfway through the year, basically. So I don't know. I don't love it. I would rather go for like an Azeez Ojulari from the Giants. At least he's been playing. He's been productive. Haason Reddick. Plus, I don't like the juju. I don't like it, Grant.
Haason Reddick and Brock Purdy on the same team? I love
like
that.
It. Nope.
I love that. Because now you don't got to worry about Haason Reddick on another team. Like, let's say Haason Reddick goes to Detroit.
Right.
You don't want to face them in the playoffs. See, there's bad juju there. It's a juju factor.
That's the trouble is that the Niners are going to be in competition with the Lions because now that Aiden Hutchinson's out for the year, the Lions, in my opinion, at least I would be if I were them, would be ultra aggressive in going after a pass rusher. Like, what do the Lions care about a first-round pick next year, right? If you're the Lions and you haven't won a Super Bowl ever and you've been, a laughing stock for decades in the league, you're giving up a first-round pick to get a pass rusher this year. This is your Super Bowl window.
Yeah, do it right now. So that's kind of why the Niners should think about this. Instead of like standing pat, who are you competing against? What moves might they make? Remember, they traded for Christian McCaffrey. Jed York said it. It was like, well, he said Kyle didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was overkill for a team. Anyway, Jed's like, okay, well, we don't have to trade for him, but do you want the Rams to have him? And that seemed to sway Kyle Shanahan. So, yeah, you may not feel like you need Haason Reddick, but he's available. And if you don't make a move, the Lions might. Is that something you feel comfortable with?
Right. And if I were the Niners for this one, I would say yes. Like, if they want to go get him. Because I think
the Niners could do what the Jets did. Hey, let's trade for Haason Reddick. Oh, but we're not going to give you an extension. Do you want to play for us? Like, no, I don't.
What a debacle for the Jets. And if Haason Reddick gets traded to an NFC team, they have to pay the Eagles a 2nd-round pick instead of a 3rd-round pick. That was part of the deal.
Everyone knows I like Robert Saleh, and I'm not here to defend him, but if I were in his shoes, I'd be pissed. Like, wait a second. Like, you resolved the Haason Reddick thing after you fired me. You trade for Devontae Adams after you fired me. Like, couldn't you have done that stuff and then given me like 2 weeks to see what I did? But okay, but anyway.
Yeah, that's not unfair, frankly.
Yeah.
But sure, a wide receiver will fix everything wrong with the Jets.
I still think that team's going nowhere. And really, I feel like that's the team that I most enjoy rooting against because it's like it's not even the Jets. It's the Aaron Rodgers project. And he's the head coach and the general manager. And I just don't respect him at all. He wants to be Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. He's not that level of professional. And it's going to be enjoyable to watch him crash and burn trying to do too much. He's so LeBron James.
And the way he threw his wide receiver under the bus.
Like Brock Purdy
never do that. Ever. Brock Purdy
and then he's on the Pat McAfee show and he's like, hey, come on. And then like Devontae Adams walk over like, get out of here. You guys are 2-4. No one cares about you. Win some games.
I I'm on board with that 100%. Never get tired of seeing Aaron Rodgers lose, for sure. I do think John Lynch is going to do something. I think they'll make some, even like just injuries alone have really decimated this defensive line. They really need help. I don't think it's going to be like a major move, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be a move for just, some depth there. But they're going to I don't think they're just going to stand pat and say, we got who we got.
Well, I do think this game against the Chiefs will determine a lot. If they lose to the Chiefs, are they buyers or sellers at the deadline? Probably buyers. I would think they wouldn't be sellers, but would they be more aggressive if they lose? Like, God, something's wrong. You know what's interesting? 2 years ago, they were 3-3, just like now. Week 7, they played freaking Kansas City at home. Like, it's very similar to what happened 2 years ago. But as we all remember, the Niners went on this incredible run. They're 3-3. They trade for McCaffrey that week. So like 2 years ago we're like at the 2-year anniversary of them trading for McCaffrey. He plays against the Chiefs on a short. He hadn't really prepared, didn't really know the offense. They lose. They don't lose again for the rest of the season until the NFC Championship game. They don't. So maybe the Niners lose this game and something happens and there's a trade or a galvanizing and they just go on a run. I just don't feel like it's the same team this year. I don't. Maybe McCaffrey comes back in 2 weeks and saves everyone. I just don't feel like that's what's happening, but I don't know.
It could be though, right? You could have a situation where the Niners lose this week. They stomp Dallas because Dallas is a tire fire. Then they go on the bye and then they play Tampa. And
then McCaffrey comes back and they go on a run. Possible.
And Greenlaw may come back at that time too. And then it would be like, holy crap, here we go again. That could very easily happen.
Best guess, and this is based on absolutely nothing. We have no reports. Do you think Greenlaw will play Week 10 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yes. Well, do I think he'll play well? No, like he's not going to be like the Dre Greenlaw we saw in the Super Bowl. Like he'll be a shell of himself because it's an incredibly hard injury to come back.
I don't think he will. They haven't even opened his practice window yet, but I don't know. What about McCaffrey? Do you think McCaffrey will play Week 10 against the Bucs?
Yes. But I don't think I think he'll play, and then he won't be able to play for another couple weeks after that. He may not even finish that game. I do think he's going to make a run at it. He's going to try. I can't expect anything from him.
I don't like the sound of that. He plays, and then he doesn't play for a few weeks. I think the goal for him should be when he gets on the field, keep him on the field. And if you think there's a chance or he goes out there, he's not quite ready, he could have a setback, not ready.
Hugh says the season isn't going to be saved by two players with bad Achilles. Yeah, there's only one tendon between the two players.
Hugh Jassel, which is I think that's Swedish for huge asshole. Sorry.
Now I got to bleep that out.
I'm so sorry. That's 45-46. You could see it on Rob's face. He knew where I was going with that. He's like, don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it.
That's why I didn't say the last name.
Sorry. But you could say that. I think you could say that on cable. Can you say that on cable?
I try and bleep on the audio podcast feed. I bleep out almost everything because I want people to be able to listen in their car with their kids.
That's so smart.
I don't want to give people a reason to turn.
I'm so sorry. You're going to get a 1-star review because of me. But maybe that's what I wanted.
You're evil genius.
I'm terrible. Sorry.
Anyway, that's the situation with the Niners. They really could use a win. I am not anticipating it, but it definitely could happen. And if they get one, like I said, the rest of the NFC may fall back to them in a big way this week. It could be a fantastic week for the 49ers. It does feel like they're trying to stay afloat until Christian McCaffrey can get back. Not sure that's the best strategy, but hey, we're going to be here for the ride, however it happens.
Now that I realize that the reason that Rob has a more successful podcast than me is because he doesn't curse. I'm no longer cursing. I'm going to be finding creative ways to express my displeasure without cursing. Like when something bad happens, I'm going to say horse feathers.
There you go. I like meatball, donut. I go to a lot of food insults when I talk about people.
Meatball? Oh, calling someone a meatball is rude.
He's a meatball. Vish Kumar called Trey Lance a biscuit the other day.
Oh my God. Take it back. He has a family.
He said the Niners drafted a quarterback who turned out to be a total biscuit.
I like biscuits. What's wrong with a biscuit?
Oh, I love biscuits.
You can put jam on them with a little bit of butter. Have them with tea in the afternoon. It's very continental.
Yeah, I'm sure you have high tea with biscuits all the time.
No, I don't. But sometimes my family goes to this place in Northern California called the Benbow Inn. It's real high, real north, almost Oregon, where the big trees are. And it's random. And they have tea and biscuits every day in the afternoon. It's basically the number one reason to go to the Benbow Inn. Shout out to the Benbow Inn and the tea and the biscuits. Hella good.
Wow. All right.
Hella good.
I feel like once a show I learned something about you or the family that like I did not have on the bingo card. Tea and biscuits.
Tea and biscuits, baby. Can't get enough.